Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the old lady, and this... I was just making sure I was actually recording. This is Basking in Glory, episode 33 of an athletic club save. And I would say, athletic, how's it been going? But of course, it's been the summer, so it hasn't been going at all. Let's go and have a look at various things. You'll recognize that we haven't actually done anything other than a bunch of friendlies. So, friendlies have gone quite well. We did a testimonial for Iker Muniain, playing Valencia and generating like €1.5 million, I think it was. So pretty good. Played Stuttgart, Sampdoria, Loco Moscow. We went to CSKA Moscow and got a draw. Went to America, Chivas, River, and Boca. So we've had a fairly good, as you can see, start to the season. We're fairly happy with that. And yeah, things are going well. So that's it for now. There'll be more as the episode moves along. Okay? Okay. See you soon. Alright, here we are with the end of season results. Iñaki Williams, no big surprise, was the favorite player of the year. Iker Muniain and Danny Bibian coming reasonably close behind. Iker Muniain versus Sociedad in Sunday, January 15th. I do not remember this goal, so let's have a look at it. Rodriguez to Ibrondo. Unai Lopez, Muniain. Wow! Okay. That's a fair shot for goal of the season. I could take that. That's reasonable. Signing of the season, Kevin Rodriguez. That was pretty much inevitable, given I believe, other than Munoz, he was the only signing this season. And young player of the season, Danny Bibian, 23 years old. Not bad. Top scorer, Jose Ramon Munoz, our $38 million buy as a 17-year-old. But he's done all right for us. Played 50-plus games this year, which is really remarkable for somebody his age. Highest average rating, Iñaki Williams, 7.13. He also bagged the most assists at 8. He had the second most goals at 16 as well, so that's a good reason for him to end up as the fans player of the year. Unai Simon with the best pass completion at 90%. That's kind of actually pretty cool. Player of the Match awards, Iker Muniain had 8. Danny Garcia bagged 15 yellow cards, and Ander Kappa managed to get himself sent off twice. So there you go. Our season review. We were expected to qualify for the Europa League, but ended up securing Champions League qualification. European Champions League, lost in the quarterfinal versus Liverpool, finished third in La Liga, won the Spanish Cup, hooray! And lost in the semi-final of the Spanish Super Cup. 95% full, that's pretty good. That game with Muniain's goal of the season also happened to be match of the season. And our moment to forget was losing to Barcelona back in October. 28 players used, joint third highest in the first division. We started off in a really rocky place, but we sort of righted the ship and then got it generally trending upwards. I think that's pretty good overall. Club vision and expectations meeting, no surprises here. Everything is pretty much exactly what I expected it to be. They'll will want to hopefully give me another contract, because apparently I'm expires at the end of next season. I'm hoping that we'll have no problem with that. Dynamics. Let's have a peek at the dynamics. Considering our recent form, I'm amazed that we've still got good dressing room atmosphere. So that's reasonable. Team cohesion, the players would be willing to do anything for each other. That's brilliant. Managerial support, they're very happy to have me leading the club. So everything's looking pretty good there. In the hierarchy, 9 players support me, 13 have no real opinion. So it's not super duper, but it's okay. This I love. We have one social group, everybody's in it, and I think that's really quite useful. Happiness, most people are happy. Yera is slightly unhappy. Unai Nunez is content. Does it say why? Doesn't say. But still, we can work with that. End of season team meeting I'll deal with offline. Azula issues the season injury report. Squad end of season break. Alcorta accepts the Bilbao offer. And Manolo showing his progress. That's good to see. Let the players know what you plan to achieve for next season. Discuss plans for next season. Yes, we'll do that, but I'm going to do that offline. So I'll be back in a bit. See ya. Okay, so the time has come to have a little look at the team and who's in the team and when did they get here and how did they get here and that kind of thing. I want to see if we can notice the effect that I'm actually having on the team. So let's have a look. Of the 26 players that I've got that are currently listed, we have 11 who were with the team before I started. We have 11 who were with the first team before I started, I should say. We have 7 who have come in on transfer, and we have 8 who've come up from the youth ranks since I got here. That is to say, they've had their first athletic club game since I arrived. All right? So going through them, they are Munoz, who of course arrived on a transfer, 38 million. And Bautista, who came in for 7 million, and who may well be getting sold out this time. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep him for now, but it's not likely that he'll last forever. At AML, we've got Muniain, Cordova, and Ibai Gomez, all of whom were here when I got here. But Inigo Vicente started his debuted in 21-22 from the youth side. At center attacking midfield, we have Manolo, who I brought in on transfer, 1.5 million, and then gave him his debut another couple of years later. Unai Lopez is somebody who's been here since before I was here. At AMR, we have Williams, who was here when I got here, of course, and Larzabal, who I gave a debut to in 21-22 season. In midfield is where we see the most effect of my being part of the situation, in that we have Sanchet and Vencedor on the left. Here's Sanchet and here's Vencedor, 3.5 and 2.5 stars respectively. They both made their debuts in the 2021 season under my leadership. And on the right side we have Daddy Garcia, of course, but we also have Peruna Lascoain, who isn't showing up on this list. We'll have to dig a little deeper to find him. There he is. 2 stars out of 3 stars. He's not super, but he'll do a job for us. And anyway, he's another one. We gave him the debut in 1819. At left back, we have Yuri, who was here when I got here, and Rodriguez, who I brought in on a transfer for $1.5 million about a year ago. At DCL, we've got Yerai, who was here when I got here. We have Gerando, whom I bought for $1.3 million and gave him his debut in 22-23. And San Vicente, who I got on transfer free, and who had his debut in 22-23 as well. At right center back, we have, of course, Unai Nunez, who was here when I got here, and Danny Vivian, who was here when I got here, but who didn't get a debut until I gave him one in 2021. And at right back, we have Ander Capa, who was here when I got started, and Alvaro Nunez, whom I gave the debut to in 21-22. Lastly, we check the keepers, and Unai Simon, who was here when I got here, is the number one. We've got Ander Delgado. Where are you, Ander Delgado? He was here when I got here. Excuse me. He's the first player to come through from a youth intake to be considered for the first team. So that's Delgado. He's the first one who has appeared since the game started in a youth intake and has made it to the first team. So that's kind of impressive. And lastly, we have Josu Martinez, who is here, but I believe is out on loan. Yes, he is. He's a transfer, $1.1 million, and has not had a debut yet. So that's a quick look through the team in terms of where they've come from and how I got them there. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think 15 out of the 26 are people that I brought in, either brought up from the youth academy or brought in by purchasing them. We've still got a core of 11 players, pretty much one at every position except striker and left center midfield. We've got players who have been here since before I got here, and 7 transfers, 8 youth. I call that pretty good, and one of the youth came actually through a youth intake, which is exciting. So the other thing that I wanted to do is take a quick peek at our B team and our under 19 team together, because they're more or less the same thing. They're just at different levels of progression. And let's see who we've got that's a real threat. We have Aitor Secunza, who has been a bit of the subject of many bids recently. They keep wanting to come for him. Of course, Jose Ramon Munoz. Luis Ochoa, valued at $800K. He's not bad. Ruben Casado, a pretty decent young striker, and I'm pretty sure he's one that I purchased. Carlos Imaz came through the youth system and is looking okay. Unai Garcia, meh, not much of a player. Iker San Vicente, a good center back, pretty effective, and will grow to be useful. He's only 22 yet, so there's time for him to do that. Gaisca Larrazabal is one of the players that I've given debuts to and who I'm really pleased with. Nolascoain is here. Inyo Vicente. Asier Villalibre. Oh, I'm so disappointed with him. I started him. I tried. I gave him like 30 games or something like that, and he just couldn't score regularly. I think the problem is determination. He just has none, and he just has shown no inclination to pick any up from the people that he's mentoring with or anything. So I think he's just a bust. Unfortunately, that's a shame, but there it is. That's Unai Lopez, the elder. Pretty sure I released the younger. I have two Unai Lopez's at the club. This guy is supposed to be something of a prospect. Kylian Mercier. 3 stars as a prospect, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know whether he's really got it or I don't know what, but so we've got a reasonably good setup in the youth system. And in fact, we've got some players here who are good enough to play for the big club, theoretically, even if they don't actually work out that way. In case you're wondering, by the way, why I'm looking down there at my TV instead of up there where my normal TV is, it is once again broken. There's a problem with the LEDs in my TV, and every now and then one of them will go out, and when one goes out, the whole set are turned off because it's all done in series. So that's what's happening. It's a little awkward because this TV is nowhere near as large or as bright, and it's right below my box light over there, which is making it even harder to see. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to get that fixed within a few days and be back to normal service. So that's what's going on. And I guess that's going to do it for this little bit. I'll be back in a bit with a little more. Alright, that's about it. It's going to be a fairly short episode for today. But I hope you found it useful and sort of interesting to see who's come from where and when and how and all of that. So, I'll see you again for an episode tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. And, take care.